my friends, I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table. And we got little Missy sitting over here in the cat box, being nice and quiet and looking, whatever it is, kitties do, right? So we are looking at the Drow of the Underdark by Ed Greenwood. This was for 2nd edition, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, official game accessory for Forgotten Realms, usable by all levels. And I paid $15 for this book in 1991, and it came out. The Drizzt R.A. Salvatore started putting out this series based on Drizzt Do'Urden, which is this Drow ranger who is a actually good nature or a good aligned individual in a very evil aligned city when he grew up. And so this in part is an overview of that city and the Drow specifically for Forgotten Realms, but a great overview of the Drow itself. So we have the nature of the Drows, Drow intelligence, their physiques, personal magic, their Drow senses, Drow elven wizards, level advancements in exceptional Drow. Driders are misfit Drow. The test, the transformation, Drider life, dark elven societies, station and rank, spiders in the Drow, social organization, dark elven dealings. Drow trust no other creatures, including or especially other Drow. The relations of such a paranoid race with others is uneasy to say the least, right? And that's how you play them. That is how you play them in a nutshell. Slaves, Drow customs, marriage, and family life. Clothing and house insignias, Drow structures and settlements. Then we get into the Drow religion, chapter 3, and Elistri, or the lesser goddess, or actually a goddess for good. Elistri's manifestations, duties, priesthood, blah, 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 blah. Go on some more blah. Gundadar, Dar, a lesser god. Largest slimes, jellies, oozes, and slugs, and other crawly things. Right, alright, whatever. And we go on to more information about him and his cults and what have you, or it and its cults. Lolth, or Lolth, depending on how you want to pronounce it. A minor goddess, although you wouldn't dare say that to her face. And all of the information and stuff about her and her specifics, her avatars, the duties of her priesthoods and requirements, equipment, customs, taboos, special spells, right? Spider form, Zenkarla. And then we got herein, or lesser god, also the god of thievery, and also known to be a typical god worshipped by most of the male Drow males, right? All that goes with it. Then we get into chapter 4, the high history of the Drow, the descent, the dark wars, the Drow today. Everything you might want to know in a nutshell. And we get into chapter 5, Drow spells. So a whole special set of spells unique to the Drow, or suitable for in the deep Underdark. Hand of Darkness, Dark Wings, Skyhook, Stop, Pass Web, Summon Spider, Viper Gout, Acid Bolt, Backlash, which is necromancy, Viper Gout, Conjuration. This spell causes life snakes to be created in the mouth of the casters and must spit them out before they bite them. Yeah. Death Spider. They got some really, really good artwork in this book too. I love that art, that color art. It really pops, in my opinion. We just get lots of spells. Maybe chapter 6, Drow magical items, clothing, potions, rings, scrolls, rods, staves, wands, miscellaneous magic, drift discs, float chests, bracers of blinding strike, lurker cloak. There was something similar. Drizzt Do'Urden went up against a big bad at one of the House Brenier, their weapon master or whatever the hell he was, and he had these bracers that had him give me extremely quick speed, and the Drizzt figured out the problem was that then excessive speed with the hands did not sync with the feet, and he was able to defeat his foe, even though the foe had an advantage of having a far faster strike with his hands. Then Drizzt basically acquired those bracers and kept them. and then he experimented with them and further confirmed that the problem was if you're a full-on fighter, you use all of your body equally. So if one portion of your body is accelerating or outperforming the rest of your body, you're actually at a disadvantage, and this is a big disadvantage because once you start something with that speed, you can't check it. That's one of the downsides to it. And so what he did was quite innovative and clever. He strapped the bracers to his feet and was able to use his feet much faster and much more coordinated, because his ability to his weaponry weapon skills were already so detailed, so advanced. He didn't need to have excess speed to make his strikes effective. What he wanted to do was be more maneuverable, and so it was just pretty slick the way it worked out in the novels. Anyway, Jade Spider, Light Pellets, Lurker Cloaks, Bolts of Power, Walking Chests, Spider Masks, and we get into House Insignia, and then we talk about harmful insignia effects, things that a lot of these insignias can do, a lot of different things. The bigger your house, the more power they have imbued in them. So chapter 7, Drow Craftwork. Drow Craftwork is not what it could be, and certainly pales before the work of the dwarves. As you will see, it is not due to inferior construction, rather the short-sightedness of the Drow is undoing of their works. For example, faced with strategically located cavern that will see heavy traffic and use, but which has an unstable crumbling roof, a dwarf would create a system of massive, overstrong, reliable for eons stone buttresses. Drow would rather fashion beautifully carved vaulting, hold up the ceiling with spells. If the spells fail and the ceiling falls, then they blame the artisans. Right? I'm just saying. So we got clothing and weaponry, Drow poison, or poisons that Drow like to utilize. Mining and engineering, which basically boils down to them having a bunch of indentured servants and telling them where to go and what to dig, and then don't come back until you get what we want, kind of thing. Gemcraft, chapter 8, the Drow language. Yeah, you can see this book has seen some mileage. I've got some a little bit of water damage, moisture damage in here. I don't remember if this was because the book. I think it was because something got spilled on it. That's what I'm thinking. I think I spilled something. It must have been water, because there's no stains, just the water damage to the pages. And we got chapter 12, the Spider and the Axe War in the Depths. So basically a mini campaign that you can operate and run. Monsters of the Underdark, things like that, right? Nice book, and still viable if you're into Underdark, if you're into Drow, if you're into Dark Elves of any sort, and you want more detailed information, you want something to expand your knowledge, this would be an excellent book if you can find them. I don't know. I imagine there's still copies floating around out there. Probably look through eBay for them, and it's great. I mean, I've liked it. I have read it dozens of times, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. I utilized it a number of Dark Elves over the years. Personally, I like to play them as characters because of all the issues that come with them. In addition to running campaigns in the Underdark and settings with the Drow, they make some excellent bad guys, because there's so many levels and detailed, intricate things you can do with them that you can't do with some of the other evil races if you want. Anyway, this is the Drow, the Underdark. If you guys can get it, I'd lay your hands on it, man. It'd be worth having, in my opinion. It just irritates me to no end.